How you guys doing today? This is Jason Rosati with Rosati Strength Systems coming in. Wanted to first apologize about me being a little bit sick. I'm a little bit congested, but the show is still going to go on. I'm very committed to making consistent YouTube videos, and whenever you want something and you have a goal, you got to stay consistent to it, and you can't make excuses for it. So we're here right now recording another video. Today I'm going to be going over how I plan on cutting down 15 pounds and trying to keep as much strength as possible. So I've been going through like a weight gain phase where I've been eating in a calorie surplus and strength training hard. I'm gonna fix this little camera angle here. Uh, so I've been in a calorie surplus for a bit, and I've been really focusing on building strength and building muscle. I was competing at about 170 pounds, and now I'm actually competing at like 185, 188 area. So now that I've been doing this weight gaining phase for about 7 months, I'm now gonna start going into a cut. The summer's around the corner, and I also plan on doing more weight gains in the future. So I want to be able to kind of reset that process a little bit. So that's kind of what we're going to see right here. If we go over the goals of this whole thing, I want to compete at a lighter weight class, reset the strength and muscle building phase. I want to enjoy the summer, just be a little bit leaner, and I want to use some of those photos of me showing off that new muscle that I gained to advertise myself and to advertise my brand. So if any of those things relate to you and your situation, then this is going to be a very helpful video for you, as I've done this many times in my life. So before I did jiu-jitsu, I was mainly into more of like bodybuilding, men's physique type of training, powerlifting phase, as I've also gone through as well. And so I've done this like bulk and cut before. If I remember, I'll throw up a picture right here where I actually went up. So originally I was 210 pounds. I went down to 160. That's when I first got into fitness. And then I went back up to about 190 and then cut back down to 165, 160 area. And I was much leaner then. And then as I got into jiu-jitsu, I kind of maintained 170 pounds for the past few years to compete at that weight class. And then I decided that it's time to start going up. So that's basically what kind of happened over the past year. So just to kind of go into a little bit more detail of where I'm at currently, so that way we can kind of document this journey together. I'm currently about 185 to 188 pounds. I've been focusing on being in a calorie surplus, making sure my protein intake has been remaining high, about 200 grams a day. I've definitely have gotten stronger. My endurance is better. My live training is better. My drilling is better. My recovery is better. It's definitely way better now. But as I start to approach this 190 area again, I can definitely start to see a little bit of a sense of like a diminishing return, like a little bit less, uh, energy. There's definitely some days where I feel very lethargic when I'm eating a lot of food. 4,000 to 5,000 calories a day is definitely not super easy to do. It's very difficult to do, especially if you try to eat healthy. So I've definitely have been eating not the best type of foods that could be best on like my energy and my stomach and stuff like that. So I definitely want to go, kind of scale it back a little bit, give my body a break from that surplus, and then reset the process a little bit later. So just so we can go through a quick little brief summary of how I'm going to plan my training throughout this cut. I'm still going to be competing. That's definitely going to be super important for me. Mainly because I usually like to compete. You can tell it says jiu-jitsu, so I don't know why it's not showing. Sorry. But yeah, I'm still trying to compete as much as I can. Currently, my goal is to do the 77 kg 80cc trials, so I definitely want to be as strong and healthy, as fit as I can in that weight class. I might even try to go a little bit lower than 170, so that way I can eat up to 170. So definitely going to be a very interesting process. I know it's going to take some time, but I see that depending on what competition that you look at, the weight classes are going to be different. Like for instance, grappling industries is 170 and 185, but Naga is like 170 to 179.9, 180 to 189.9. So I'll be able to do, I might not be able to do 170, but I could definitely make 179 within even like a few weeks of that, of me starting my cut. I'm going to keep my schedule relatively the same as far as like when I train. Nothing much is going to change in that department unless I need to adapt to some sort of life circumstance. But my main thing is going to be I am going to have to scale back some of the volume of each day and some of the intensity that I bring to each day. I might not be able to hit PRs as often. I may have to know when to let my body kind of cool off and rest. I think this is really important. I think a lot of the times, especially in this society now, we have two ends of the spectrum where we have one side that's like really lazy, and then we have one side that's like over the extreme. I definitely think that you can overwork yourself. You can overtrain, especially if you are a natural athlete. And this page is especially focused on for you if you want to be natural. Not that there's anything wrong with taking any extra, supplements, the extra supplements. There's nothing wrong with you as a person doing that. But for me, I know that I'm not going to do that. And my audience, I want to target more of the people that are trying to stay natural. So, when you're cutting back your calories and you're starting to get into a deficit, you're going to have to kind of scale back the intensity and the volume a little bit of your training. It's just going to be a part of the process. How I overall plan to do my nutrition is, of course, being in a calorie deficit is the most important thing. Don't let anybody else tell you different, that you need like some sort of fancy diet. You need to not eat carbs. You need to do this. You need to do that. All these strict rules from somebody who has lost 50 pounds before, and I've been through that process of trying every single type of diet. I could definitely tell long term these things are just not sustainable. They're not healthy. So what I like to do is I like to eat relatively the same, but I'll lower the portion sizes of what I'm doing, or I'll try to make smarter decisions where the food is going to be higher in volume and lower in calories. So that could be like, instead of having like a type of like rice bowl, maybe I'll have more of like a salad bowl. I'll be adding more vegetables into what I'm eating. As also, I am a big fan of intermittent fasting. For me personally, I do really enjoy doing that. I think it makes it easier for me to just focus my morning on what I got to do, and then I will eat my first meal in the afternoon. It's how I tend to do things. That's how I like to do things. Some people don't like that. Some people think that fasting is some type of magic pill when it's not. It's just an eating schedule. And so as time goes on, as I get leaner, you're going to see more creative things are going to happen. You're going to see me eating foods that are very high in volume but lower in calories. So those are like the fat-free dairy products, dehydrated peanut butter instead of regular peanut butter. Instead of having regular bread, I'm going to have like the light version, half-calorie version of breads. More chicken, less beef. These are just going to be some of the things that I stick to, so that way my schedule remains the same. I'm not like necessarily trying some type of special diet, but I am still being in that calorie deficit, which is going to be important, right? And then every week or so, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, I'm going to do like a refeed type of day just to kind of help my sanity, just to kind of refill my muscle glycogen and make sure that I'm recovering properly. Maybe if I really need the training, maybe if my weight really does a big drop after some intense training, or maybe if I miss a meal on a different day, then I can always, kind of cycle those calories a little bit on a different day. And I may start to even do more carb and calorie cycling as I get closer to 170 to really remove that last bit of fat. So that's pretty much going to be my plan for this is going to start up about a little over a week, almost 2 weeks from now is when this is going to start. It's going to start next Saturday. I have my final heavyweight competition, not heavyweight, but heavier weight for me. I have a 188 weight division that I'm going into this Saturday. I'm probably not going to have to weight cut for it. So that's exciting and that's fun. And then I'm going to start my cut pretty much soon after that's done. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to the progress. Let me know down in the comments, what are you trying to work on? I definitely love to see what input other people in the community have, what they're working on, and maybe I can bring some value to you guys with my strength and conditioning and nutrition knowledge. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you found it helpful. Let me know down in the comments what you thought and what you're trying to work on. Other than that, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, share the video, as it really helps this channel grow. And I'll see you guys in the next one.